talk to me about the trail team and what is it? And where did the idea of creating community in this app come from?
Sure. So yeah, the trail team is a developmental team that is going to help sponsor 6 young athletes who are kind of up and comers in the sport, who need mentorship, maybe some financial support, so that they can get on the next level. And so it's basically this piece that's missing from what I would say is post-collegiate to pro, even though that might not be the case. It might be someone who's not, who's still in college or didn't run in college or didn't go to college, but kind of that age group. So young 20s.
And what will they be getting out of? What will they be getting out of it?
Yeah. So the big things are, I think I've been thinking about this for years and years. And so I just, I kind of wrote down my list of what I think athletes needed. And then I just spent the last month reaching out to everybody I know and a lot of young athletes and asked hey, what do you need? What's the number one thing you need to be successful? And so what I heard was what I'm calling mentorship. And so what that looks like is it's one-on-one time with someone who's an established elite athlete. So think if you're a young woman who's really good at running track and has run some trails, maybe you want to reach out to Grayson Murphy and you're someone who's had success at both of those at the pro level. How do you do it? How do you balance that schedule? What does that look like? Because there's almost no coaches that know what that looks like. And there's also not that many example athletes. And so there's not this pre-written roadmap playbook for these young athletes. And I think that mentorship's really important. And then there's several other things. The second thing is training camps. So what that looks like to me is let's just get together elite athletes and these 6 younger athletes and learn how to run downhill. The elite athletes have that experience. How can we pass on that experience? If that's how to run downhill, how to listen to your body, how to do all these things that we've been doing for 10 years. How can we pass on that knowledge? And then I think here's kind of a list of other things, but one would be just money to get to races, tons of media coverage, because that's so important for young and developing athletes to grow their brand. And then things like coaching, strength training, and gear, I think are kind of at the bottom of the list, but also important.
So are you compiling a roster of mentors part of it? Or is it sort of let me help you get in touch with these people?
Yeah. So right now we kind of have 4 flagship mentors or whatever you want to call it. And that's going to be Grayson Murphy, Adam Peterman, and Ali Mack, and myself. So we're kind of the names on the team, and that's going to be just put on our Instagram in the next couple of days. And then I have, a whole roster of people who I've talked to and who are part of this community that are super willing to help. And I think they're going to help too. So it's going to be find the team and then really have conversations of who's the best person for you to talk to. Who do you want to be in 3 years or 5 years? And let's have that open dialogue where maybe you can call this person once a month and say, here's what's on my mind. I'm really having trouble with whatever it is, transitioning from college or from finding a schedule. Because I think those are what's on people's minds, or maybe they're not even thinking about it yet. One conversation I just had was with a young woman who's about to graduate from CU, and she didn't even know what questions to ask, I think. And I think that's important. And from my own experience, I learned so much that first year or two post-collegiately where I really had to reach out to people. And I was like, wow, I'm a freshman again, basically. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I need to kind of learn the ropes from the people who do.